life, right? All we have to do is to do the normal household chores and to do work for a living, earning money for the living, things like that. Unless we are a teacher majoring in English, that we need to teach our children how to speak English properly and developing proper grammar for our younger children. We teach them how to speak in English properly. Also, we need to train them because in the future, there's a lot of interviews that could be done, employer interviews that could be done in English. Okay, so usually if you are applying for, a job that is really professional levels, things like that, then they are targeting your communication skills, the way how you reason out during interviews, and it can be done in English. But then if it is just only an interviews that, for example, that you have connections already, you have a backers already, then that could sound formality. But what I'm trying to explain here is the general application job doesn't mean that you have connections, backers, or mga kaila. So what I try to find out, to discuss here is you need to go to the process. Okay, to be competitive, but those companies really doesn't know you. You get the point. You are on the screening process and they don't know you, and there's a lot of applications received by the HR department. For example, thousands of applications, thousands of applicants like that, and there's no such chosen candidates yet according to connections and backers. So that I'm not vlogging in that way na nasa yung mga backers or whatever. Okay, this is only you have to go through the process. Okay. But because if you have backers and connection, it doesn't mean you go to the interviews. You will just call them to report and orient directly because they know you and they trust you according to your backgrounds, that you are really a good worker based on the family history that working on you before also, things like that. So they trusted immediately through the background. So it's not like that what I'm trying to vlog now. Okay, you get the point. I mean, we need to go to the process. You get the point? Especially to those people or applicants also that don't have connections. You get the point? Okay, especially if you are starting to apply, if you are a fresh graduate, and you don't know what to do, right? So things like that. So it could not be denied also. There's an essay examination somewhere in the examination test of employers screening process. Written examination, and after that, oral examination, or that would be the interview, right? Okay. So, nakakaloka. Tapos sa minum sa kong coffee, uy, chares. Guys, the more I talk too much, my coffee will become cold. Diba? Nakakaon na ba ang tanan ng snacks? Enjoy your snacks. Okay? Diba? Because the time now is 3:55 in the afternoon. Okay? Straight here, Upper Taylorville, Tinaan City of Naga, Cebu. Diba? Okay. Oh. Oh my gosh. Okay. I have here 4 notebooks here. I have the red chart. Red notebook. Okay. I do this, guys, even before because I always buy notebooks, pens, even though I'm already a graduate or whatever, things like that, or already working abroad, places to places. I still have to have my, notebook, my pens for additional learnings because as I told you, learning is a continuous process. You can still apply that wherever you are in your journey, okay, in your endeavor, in working in different place to place, okay, like that. Because we don't know, you are not really limiting yourself to your own country. Sometimes also, if there are good opportunities outside, you have to work there. Okay, so you don't need to close your door for some job opportunities outside. But normally, you can also experience first in your own country of origin. Just like me, I'm working for 4 years. 4 years? Yeah. Not 4 years, 2000, 2001, 2002. 5 years. I'm still working for 5 years in the Philippines. Before working in Taiwan in 2004. Things like that. Okay, so you need to open your doors for some job opportunities to to really open your door. Okay, so you can learn a lot to be versatile and flexible, not only limited to one specialization. For example, me, I'm a chemical engineer. I can also learn another thing from electrical engineering, ECE, like that, or a little bit of accounting. This I always told you, cash flows, cash in, cash out, debit, credit. That's belong to the accountancy. I'm not an accountancy. I'm not an accountant. Okay, but I can also a little bit learn through reading and researching because some of my classmates also are accountants. I shout out pala kay accountant, Cypress Respondo, and Venus Bino. Okay, and also our salutatorian Gerald Flores. Okay, Inaga National High School. They are all accountants. I think from top five, things like that. Okay, I think I am only the engineer, the other are accountants. Okay, like that. Some are also our teachers in our, top 10 honor student in Naga National High School. Okay, so I have here the red. Okay, I have here the violet. Okay. Hello, Ma'am Kukoy. Pretty Kukoy. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, ano na lang to ha. Naraba ko yung sala ni mo. In fairness. Naisala. Okay, later I will be announcing to you later on in your FB Messenger. I will be able to chat you later. Okay. I have here the orange. I have here the blue and the violet. So Sotero, why 4? Because the red will be about reading. Okay? It's all about reading examination. Okay? So, there will be a lot of, usually written examination, you will read that first, right? And reading is very, very important. Okay? Wait. I need to get a pencil pen here. Okay. Guys, we don't need to vlog editorial writing, ha? Okay, because it's only good for media practitioners. Because not all the time, not really necessary to have that kind of examination, but it's good to have an idea only. Okay, but if you're a student right now, you're in the journalism department or you are joining different competitions pertaining to journalism, you can. But what I'm trying to emphasize, this is not general. Editorial writing is not really for all. But essay is for all. Because during examination in company, there's an essay. Really, in psychological test have also. Okay, you need to draw and explain blah blah blah. Just like essay, like that, okay? Yung essay man good guys, dago kayo na siyang points. You get the point, 50 points, 10 points, 30 points. Because this is measuring your total intelligence if you really comprehend really what's the topic, coverage, like that. Really measuring and digesting your comprehension level. Okay? Reasoning. Okay? Not plainly memorizing. Okay? Reasoning by your own words. Get the point? Ganon. Okay. So, ako siyang labilan guys. Uy, charot. Okay, kanis siya mo niyang akong kuan. Di ba reading ang akong red? Okay, on the spot kaysa? Okay, I have here writing. Oh, writing po na siya, no? Okay. Writing. Writing examination mo ng essay. Okay? Oh. Writing. Oh, of course, in examination, you have to read, you have to write. Okay, these are the common. Okay, the common things to do. Okay? Like that. So, I need to put my name because maybe this notebook will be loose. We will return this to me. Oh my gosh. Nakakaloka, no? Okay. Then I have here, the blue one will be the speech. Okay, the speech or the communication. Like that. Okay, speech or communication. Vlogging is really a speech and communication test by yourself. Okay, how to face the public. Okay, by face or physical appearance or by interactive way of discussion, measuring your speech and communication level. Things like that. Okay? So, like that. Okay. Speech and communication. Charot. Okay, this one. Speech and communication will be blue. Okay, like that. You need to be good and average in both areas, not only in writing, in special communication, because there's a lot of people are good only in, written examination, but they cannot speak well in public or in any places. If there are training, seminars, or whatever events, okay, they will be ashamed. Okay, so we need to develop our communication skills effectively, the same as writing skills and also speech and communication. Okay, get the point. Reading no problem, everybody can read, right? Okay. So there's gonna be ganon. Tsaka, nakakaloka. Okay. So, ilan ako ba ang teacher guys? Because I am the teacher of myself. Charot! Okay. Then we have listening. I don't love listening. Of course, I love listening music, okay, and sound. But listening through academic information. But sometimes you don't have choice because you need to learn. You have to listen, right? Okay, that's that's the two-way process. You need to listen, and then you have to communicate. Okay. So by listening, you can communicate, of course. Okay. So if you have a good listening skills, then you are very comprehensive in all your communication skills, writing skills, reading skills like that. Okay, especially trainings nowadays have always video and audio. Then you have to listen, right? Get the point? Very important also, guys. But I don't really like because sometimes my hearing is not really that perfect. Okay? Something like that. Okay? So the orange will be the listening. Okay? Like that. So our coverage for the English examination will be for categorization. We have the listening, orange color. We have the speech and communication, blue color. We have the writing, like that. And reading. Now you will be asking me, sir, well, which does the vocabulary involve? Vocabulary involved in reading and in writing. Okay? Involved in all because once you apply the vocabulary, you can also communicate, right? The vocabulary and the grammar. But more on writing talaga siya, no? Writing and reading the grammar and the vocabularies. Okay? Get the point. So, sa mga vocabularies, ito mo na siyang synonyms, antonyms, homonyms. So, sa mga grammar, ito mga noun, adjective agreement, noun and verb agreement, pronoun, prepositions, conjunctions, mga question marks, sentencing, making a paragraph, like that. Okay? So, subject and predicate, ganon. Okay? So, ano na siya. So, dito ang communication, guys, no? Because guys, in employer interview, guys, once you will try to talk spontaneously, normally the foreigners will always appreciate you and have a very high impression compared to those applicants that cannot speak well, like that. Even though the answer very straightforward manner, for example, the question is like this: what is blah blah blah? So answer, you will answer it in a straightforward manner with main point. They are not still convinced, even though how good your answer is if you try to make it very short. Really. So the best way is to answer it straightforward with the main point, and you can also add with certain decorative in the sense that it's still connected to your main point. Normally they will have a very good impression to the applicants like that, especially if you are trying to apply an overseas job or working all over the world, not in your country of origin. Things like that, they will normally appreciate if you can talk very well and communicate very well and answer very well in English communication during questioning the applicants, things like that. Okay? Because normally if you're working in the Philippines, for example, if the companies are just within Cebu, magbisaya po baya. You get the point? So it's very easy to do the dialect by our own because we are Cebuanos, right? So it's very easy to answer. But once the employer interviewed done in English because they are foreigners like that, so it could be another story. Okay? Makuyawan ka, makulbaan ka. Aside from that also, you don't have to be particular in grammar, but what I'm trying to emphasize, you can communicate straight and answer straight in English language or English communication, things like that. And aside from that also, there are a lot of applicants that will be competing, thousands, hundreds. Then you could not expect also that you will be chosen. That's the that's the very difficult part. Okay? And even though how good you are also sometimes in answering, then you will be also not chosen. So sometimes like that, right? It's not be God can make it happen. Because sometimes, even though how hard you try, it is not also for you. I've already experienced that a lot also. Okay, you get the point? Ganon siya ang life, no? Whether you try very, very hard to do this perfectly, but still it cannot be given to you. Okay? So, only God can make it happen. But you need to prepare a lot. That's why we have this knowledge, learnings, okay? Like research, reading, like that. Okay, ganon. Okay. No, so the best way to face an employer interview really is to prepare yourself. You need to cut off your suroy, party, if you really want to pass for a certain job. You need to prepare, but prior to the employer interviews, you need to prepare 2 days, 3 days, like that. So if kulagan kay kamukatol imong tiin, imo siyang kontrolon. You get the point? Because you have an interview later on, in the next day, then you have to prepare. Preparation kasi ang kailangan. Adequate preparation. You get the point? Right? So it's not how good you are. Adequate preparation talaga in facing an interview. Okay? Because normally, when you are there already, you can really answer most of the times. Okay? Nakakaloka. O ganon. Okay? Okay, thank you kayo sa mga kung ano. Ako mga viewers karon. I have to end my FB live streaming. Continue to sa itong YT live streaming. Bye-bye. Oh my gosh. I'm still here. Okay. Like that. Okay. Easy writing. What do you mean by easy writing? Okay. Anybody? Class, what do you mean by easy writing? Okay. What do you mean by easy writing? Easy writing, guys, is simply a reasoned argument that could be reasonable and unreasonable. Okay, because you don't need to limit only for reasonable explanations when you do the easy writing. It's really flexible and you have the full freedom to input that in your body or content of your easy writing, as long as later on you can justify that somewhere in your summary, conclusion, and generalization. You have to include that, okay? But if you don't want to include, it's also okay. You get the point? It doesn't mean that if you don't have an unreasoned argument, okay, unreasonable. What's the example? For example, Argentina is the best football sport all over the world. Ganon. Okay, Argentina or let's say Portugal. Okay, so why did I say unreasonable? Because I did not put evidence and fact during in my sentencing. So unless I will say Argentina is the best in football sport because they won several times, 5 times in a year. There's a data or facts after that evidence says that they won really the championship World Cup in football. So that would be the reasonable. Okay? So it's still okay because it gives knowledge to the viewers and readers that it's really Argentina like that. You get the point. And somewhere along the way you have to discuss that in your reasonable argument after you present your unreasonable argument, things like that. Okay, that's the point. Nakakaloka, di ba? Okay, things like that. Oh, mapalaga kong hitat. Okay, then you need also to do the paraphrasing, ha? Paraphrasing always. Paraphrasing meaning to say, you don't need to be literal always. Okay? Meaning to say you can change the structure of your terminologies that it has the same meaning. You get the point? That's paraphrasing. You don't have to go directly. Okay, because in easy writing, your audience and readers are expected to be conversant also, good communicator, professionals, like that. Okay, so that's why we need to do our paraphrasing effectively. Okay, get the point? Meaning to say you are not only using the basic terminologies or the simplest words and terms. You can also put there terms that are profound, in-depth, DEPTH, lalong bagamay, like that. It's in there that you can apply the vocabularies, the synonyms, antonyms, like that, homonyms, but not necessarily very common, very simple, things like that. Because it can add also higher level of, impression to, for example, if you're joining a contest, okay, it added a high impression to the judges in making the points like that, okay? But be sure also, before doing that, you already explaining the main point properly, straightforward, before adding profound words, terminologies like that in your unreasoned argument or in your reasoned argument, okay, like that. So in short, easy writing always have the reasoning explanation based on facts and evidences. Okay, always. But without reason and without facts should also be included. Okay? Optional. Okay? You get the point. You get the point, anak siya guys ha. It doesn't mean kay reasoning explanations with facts and evidence. You don't have also to put the unreasonable because it gives an idea really to support and to justify later on that it's gonna be like that. Oh my gosh, it's not really absurd. You get the point? Absurd meaning not really untrue, meaning it's really related to reality and to the fact. That's why you elaborate first the uncertainties like that without confirmation first. Meaning to say in science, hypothesis only. You have only still have your educated guess after all. Or just like a paradox, meaning to say, it's just have an idea that not yet proven yet to be correct or true, but later on you will explain it to be like that. Okay, that's part of an easy writing. You get the point? Ganon. Okay, so your structure should be like this. The introduction, okay, the main body paragraph 1, main body paragraph 2, and the last will be your generalization, conclusion, and the summary. In your main body part 1, that's the time you will include there all the unreasonable argument. Okay. In the main body part, you put all the reasonable argument with facts and evidences, with logical reasoning, things like that. And you have to organize that properly in a chronological order because these are the structures of writing an essay. Okay. Now, if you have your introduction, you need to put there the objective, the goal, your purpose, why you do that easy writing, and your objective and your goal must be answered later on in your summary and in your conclusion. Okay? Then you answer that, right? Then how can you answer that? Because you have the content there based on your data. Okay? Because the audience and the readers will surprise, where did you get this answer? You did not support this to become your answer. So that must be coming from your content. It's gonna be like that. That's why you answer your objective, your purpose, and your goal. Or your aim. It's just the same. Goal, aim, objective, purpose, and target. These are 5 synonyms. Are just the same in meaning. It depends on the situations how you will use. Okay? Like that. But objective doesn't necessarily have numbers to put that in a statement. But target have really the figure. Okay? We need to reduce 10% of the, for example for early marriage. We need to reduce by 20% next year. So that is your target. Okay, there's a number and percentages, but objective doesn't really require to have figures, only words. So, to eradicate the level of poverty in the country Philippines. So that would be your objective. Okay, things like that. So it's just like goal or purpose. The target is really you have quantifiable, okay? But the same, okay? You have the target, you have your goal, you have your objective, and you have also your aim, your purpose. Ganon. So these are really incorporated in your documentation, especially if you write an article or a column in newspaper in the magazine, or for example, if you make a procedure document or a certain article, if you're a lawyer, then you have to arrange it properly. Okay, introduction, the same thing, guys, because it's our standards for all documentation. Kasi it's not limited only to essay writing. You get the point? Ganon. Okay. So, mo na siya argument din siya, guys, no? Based on logical reasoning, facts, evidences, and your main point. Okay. And then, guys, focus, guys, to the key terms, ha? Key term. For example, if your topic really is about drug addiction, focus on drug addiction. You can only link other topics but put quotation. That is excerpt in English. Excerpt. E-X-E-R-P-T. E-X-C-E-R-P-T. Excerpt coming from other sources. You are only trying to link that there because it's necessary so that the readers can understand. But that is not your topic. You're only linking that there. So you put two, like an apostrophe, two apostrophe. Okay, i-quote lang mo siya. Okay, and then from the author also. Things like that, because if you don't want to quote put the author, so you'll be filed a case against plagiarism. You copy the content from other people without permission. You get the point? Unless you are copying the thought general in effect, there's no such plagiarism case. But if you try only to quote specific, okay, terms, principles, the same with other author, then you have to quote that exactly, then put by or from Jun Jun. Like that, because he is the author, you take that there. You take in that there. You read, okay, that's one of your sources or references. Put that. So you need to put also sometimes in the bibliography, things like that, you get the point. Sa katapusan siya ka ng mga appendix. Tanawar ko yung libro na yung mga appendix, bibliography. So those references must be put there, because if you don't put that there, during patenting that your books will be circulated all over the world during selling that in public consumption, then somebody will file a case to you. You get the point? The things like that, you're copying the ideas of others. Good only if it is general in effect. Okay? But if you try to quote specific items, terminologies, and ideas coming from others, then put quotation and then from, by. Okay, you got the point? Anak siya. When you make an easy writing, ha? Okay? Because as if you are having that for your own, it's not coming from you. You got the point? Like that. Or another way around is to put estimation or approximation like that, okay? Estimated, blah blah blah, so and so, according, blah blah blah, so and so, because that's also general way. Okay, but if you copy really everything, you have to put quote, like just an apostrophe, two apostrophe, right? Apostrophes, and then by, from. So wala tayo kaso ana ha, because namupya ramon ka nag-quotes sa uban. Okay, you copy the content from others. It is subjective to legal proceeding. And the case will be plagiarism. Copying the content from other authors. You get the point? When you make your easy writing, be sure it's not really copying too much from other sources. Okay, like that. But it doesn't mean that your easy writing will be opinionated. Okay? It's still factual based on evidences. Okay, you get the point. So the more advantageous for this easy writing are those people who are wide readers. Wide readers, they always read books. They will always study in advance, because they will normally absorb by their brain cells the topics, the subjects, compared to those who are not reading aloud. It's difficult for them to write an essay because, as I told you, essay is a reasoned argument based on factual evidences, reasoning, and logical explanations. And how can you do that if you are not reading that much? How can you support your content? You get the point? With factual evidences and data. Ganon. Diba? Ano mo na siyang mga easy writing, ha? Okay, you get the point. So, usually, dako na siyang points, 50 points, 30 points, 20 points, like that, okay? So, I think most of na siyang mga, when you take the bar exams, more there are essays. Meaning, they will answer that in a situational paragraph. There's a case to be answered. Like, I'm not a lawyer, but based on what I heard, okay, the question will be more on situational. And then their answer will take a paragraph, how to justify, blah, 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 according to blah, 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 according to blah, blah, blah. This is gonna be, and you will explain by your own. So the exams are more like that. Essay, reasoning, examination. Okay, not plain memorization. Of course, they will memorize the article, the Republic Act, like that, blah, 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 so on. So, but they have to support by their own comprehension, but essay type. Okay? Comprehensive. Okay? Situational things like that, ha? Okay. So, dili na siya makuha lang sa mga plain memorization. Okay. You get the point. So, ato dyan i-troubleshoot or i-extract ang points to points so that we can really have our own easy writing article. Ganon siya. Diba? Any questions so far sa atong easy writing tips? Okay? Any questions so far? Wala na siya? Okay. But, be sure the main point must be there always, ha? Okay. You got the point. So, usually the examination will say, write an essay about blah, blah, blah. Like that. Okay? That's why normally, there's an instruction not limited because usually you will express everything there. That's why there's no limit in words, blah, 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 so and so. Because the more you will explain more, the more it will become comprehensive, the more it will become detailed. Okay? So that's why I told you, this is a problem for engineers. Okay? Because few or some engineers are not really that good in comprehensive, writing. So this must be good in mass communication students, majoring in, let's say, broadcast journalism, things like that. Because, you know what I mean? They are only good in numbers, but not all, ha? Okay? Most of them cannot, they cannot even speak fluently also. Few or some engineers. Because they love math. Usually when they talk, they are straightforward. They will go directly to the main point without sugar-coated words and decorative words or without any adjectives. So these are the qualities of engineers when they talk. But not all, ha? There's also engineers that can talk in a conversant way or very articulate also. Okay? It depends on the person. But I'm trying to project the general. Okay, you get the point? Because they love numbers, not words. Okay? Ganon. Okay? But it doesn't mean that engineers cannot talk fluently, okay, and spontaneously in English, or verbatimly in English. So some have, but have also not. But based only on observation. Okay? Because I studied also in a CIT university or CIT. I can observe really how they talk when they discuss. Really, okay? So most of them cannot really talk very well in English straight. Okay. Sorry. But it is not a measurement, ha, that if you are good in English communication, you're also brilliant, or it doesn't matter. Okay. What I'm trying to say only, not only fluent, not spontaneous. I'm not questioning their intelligence. Okay? I'm questioning the way how they deliver the discussion. You get the point? Okay, kasi mag-away na punta. May na po nga, dili na bright sir, kung dili ka mo in English, huwag mo kumingon na, ako lang ba, dili siya, kuan ba, haniti kayo mo speak of English. Okay, you get the point? Ganon. Okay, so, imagine guys siya necessary, but let's train our students in that way because, we are in the international market. Okay? Have you noticed our brilliant scientists and engineers are going outside from our country? Okay, and our President Bongbong Marcos are requested for our young scientists to stay in the Philippines, things like that. Because the good benefits and salary remuneration are outside, not inside the Philippines. Okay, and there's a lot of poverty level in our country. So, if you are really if you love our country, of course, you can also stay. Nobody also stop you from staying in our country. That would be good because we help our country. But what I'm trying to emphasize, the benefits, the remuneration is not that really that high, and then the job are so many. Usually, multitasking talaga yung mga Filipinos. Okay, very hard worker, really. Okay, but it doesn't also pay well. That's why after many years, they will also plan to go outside. Ganon. Okay, so it's gonna be like that. And then since that is a world trend, then since English is an international language, you have to be good in English. Not necessarily that very good, but you have to be very, articulate or, good in English really, in communication. You get the point? Ganon. Diba? Muna guys, importante dito yung English subject. Really. English, math, and science are the most important subjects academically. Nothing else. Okay? Math, science, and English only. Okay? Because if you take accountancy, it's math. Okay? If you talk about health and discovery to improve the economy, it's science. Okay? How to protect our environment from climate change, it's science. Inventions, really, oil, like that, to produce more oil so that there will be no shortage in electrical power supply, it's still science. And there will be calculation, it is math. And if we try to make programs and policies to support partnership with other countries, you have to talk in English. Because English is an international language. So it's gonna be English, math, and science. Hindi ka ba pakapin ng uban? Para na question, ganon. Para mga logic na magamit ng uban in the real world. Okay, na mga logic, philosophy. Diba? Nakakaluka, puno-puno lang sa bayan sa tuition. You get the point? So, magamit siya gamay, pero not that really that necessary, especially psychology. Magamit man siya, pero not really that the basic talaga ba, no? Okay? Mas magamit pang values education, good manners and right conduct, but you are wondering why they eliminated that in the curriculum. That's why there's a lot of professionals nga mo yung mga grado ng istorya. Okay, magig-away, whatever. They forget that they are professionals because values education are not taught na talaga siya. In school, I think so ha? There's no values education and good manners. It's very, very important. The attitude, okay? The personality. Okay, if you have that attitude and personality, then you can work hard to help support financially your family, your loved ones. You can help others also to reach their dreams. If you have proper decorum and you behave ethically in the public or in the society, and that's values education, right? Di ba? There's so much bullying in schools because kawala na the values education are deteriorating. Wala na tayo tuloy mga nakakaloka, wala na tayong mga mumano po, wala na yung wala na mga, di ba, nakakaloka. That's why, the world is very chaos nowadays because they use the technologies in a bad manner. They abuse it. Okay? You get the point. Instead of using it in a nice way, they abuse it to destroy the humanity. Wow. Destroy the humanity. For example, creating an artificial viruses. Okay? And they create that so that they can earn money for a business. So that they can also try to study a medicine to treat that because it involves money if you sell medicines also. Right? So it's gonna be like that, not good, right? And there's so many people die just because of the creation also by the human being, which is not good. Okay? They created those, ay nakakaloka. I cannot explain very well, but you know what I mean. O diba, nakakaloka. Grabe nga mga country, let's say China, America, mga powerful countries, they are just only creating those problems and then solve the problems also. Creating problems, solve problems, doing business in the problems, like that, so that they will be rich. Like that, nakakaloka. The thirst in money and wealth and fame, things like that, okay? forgetting the real essence of technology. Okay, nakakaloka. Okay guys, meron ako kasultin nyo guys. This is again your YouTube content creator, Sotero, your Lulu Junjun. Thank you so much. God bless. Bye-bye. See you later for my next vlog. Okay. And if you want to comment, you can comment down below in the comment section. You can put any emojis. You can also comment positive or negative. It's acceptable. Okay, and then you can subscribe to the channel also, and you can click the notification bell for some news updates of health science, safety and music. I always remember my old account kasi guys, itong I am a singer, eternal voice. Okay? Ako mag-i-list guys because I'm really open-minded. Somebody suggested me and recommended me really. They chat immediately in my, this is good, right? So somebody requested me to do this and they explain, oh, it's Sotero, this blah blah. I can accept also suggestion guys, since I told you. Okay? There's no perfection. Then I changed because somebody requested. And he explained like that, blah blah. Okay, like that. Okay? This is gonna be like that. Okay? You need to accept suggestion, okay? Like that, or any corrections, like that. Okay? Just go professionally and we can really talk about it in a nice way. Okay, thank you pala sa nag-chat sa ako. In fairness. Okay, you get the point? That's why I keep on telling, I am a singer, eternal voice, because that was my old account. O diba? Tiguang nagigay ko. I'm very, very forgetful. Charot. Okay, God bless everybody. See you later. Okay, as usual, Bishlish and Siblish. Cebuano plus English, Bisaya plus English is our communication language. Okay? Because I'm not good in Tagalog. Okay? Thank you. Sorry for that. Okay? I'm not discriminating Tagalog, but my Tagalog is not that good. Okay? That's why always Bislish or Bisaya and English. Okay? Because in the benefit also of my viewers all over the world, it's not limited. I have also viewers from UK, Australia, ganun. Okay? Though it's not very high, but there are. Really, if you try to look in your analytics, in your YT channel. Okay, in the benefit also for them. And I have also so many friends, other nationalities also. Okay? Indian friends, Arab friends, like that. Okay, so that they can understand really also. And also, I have Taiwanese friends also. I've worked in Taiwan for 3 years. Okay? Diba? Sila si Fongwei, sila si Ruby, mga Chinese yan, Taiwanese yan . Okay, diba? Shout out to Ma'am Ruby and Mr. Fongwei, my colleagues in Taiwan. Okay? In Quality Assurance Department. Okay. Eh, di mas kasabot kung ako ibisaya na lang po tanan. Okay, guys? Thank you so much. Bye-bye. God bless everybody. See you later. We thank you pala si Ma'am Cici Mechichi. Na-notice ni mo nga akong kuan, body belt. Okay, bye-bye. God bless everybody. Salamat kaayo. Happy lang ang life. Ganon. Nakakaloka. O diba?